Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Brad with Brad Unboxing. Happy belated Fat Tuesday for those of you that celebrate Mardi Gras. I know I definitely enjoyed some shrimp jambalaya last night and definitely ate way more than I should have. But today we're going to unbox a newer piece that was introduced to the collection last year. However, this piece that we're going to introduce is actually a throwback to one of the very first pieces that was ever created by Swarovski, which was the crystal mouse. The first pieces inside of the decoration collection, they were a lot more different, very basic. Most of the pieces were from chandelier parts that were left over. The mouse itself was actually a round body, and then it had pear-shaped or pear drops for the ears. Then the tail was actually a piece of the craftsman's leather apron that they wore as they were making it, and that was the very first one that was released in 1976 was the mouse. It was the very first decoration piece that Swarovski had ever created. It was first debuted at the 12th Winter Olympics in the town of Innsbruck, Austria. I say Winter Olympics, it was the Olympic Winter Games, different name there. What's interesting, there's been multiple replicas since then, with the latest being the 2020 annual replica, which is a pretty big replica mouse, and it is actually celebrating Swarovski's 125th anniversary, which is this year. So excited to see a lot of new anniversary products coming out. I know they've done a 3-pack of the very first 3 pieces, which were the hedgehog or porcupine, the mouse, and then a cat. So those I know were sold in a 3-pack, and then they've done the larger anniversary mouse. But today we're gonna open the mouse with the piece of cheese. So this one actually came to the collection last year, like I said. Here's the box. It's one of the cylinder type boxes. Open that up. Here's our little information packet, and then my receipt that I keep in there with all of our foam. And then probably won't be able to see this, excuse me, but there's the tiny mouse. So what I will do is go ahead, get some gloves on, and we'll take a look at him. Got the gloves on, now we can go ahead and pull this little guy out of his box. Hold it by the tail there so you can see him. As you can see, the body of the mouse is made with the clear crystal, and then we have a nice big slice of that cheese done in yellow crystal. Very tiny little guy. Doesn't have a lot of facets on him just because the cheese itself is one solid piece with no facets to it. The facets are primarily on the body and the head of the mouse. The tail is a solid piece of crystal as well, where there's no facets to it. So, but he's definitely a cute little guy. I debated a long time in getting him, and once they told me that he's kind of a throwback to the original, even though it's not in the original form, I was like, well, anything that has to do with when they first came out, I definitely want to have, because that would be considered an heirloom or a longer type piece. So what we'll do now is go ahead and take that up close look at this guy under the lights as he spins around, so you can see that sparkle and all those beautiful facets he has. This heartwarming design shows Swarovski's flair for capturing the beauty and elegance of nature. It depicts a friendly mouse holding a piece of cheese. With an amazing 153 shimmering facets, this piece will add a brilliant sparkle to any room. As you can see here in the video, so we do actually have a lot more facets on there than what I thought, which is quite surprising. But I definitely love this guy. I like that the only color that they added into it was the dark black pieces for the eyes, and then that beautiful yellow slice of cheese that we have, which is almost the entire size of his lower part of his body minus his head, and then we have that nice tail that comes off of there as well. Hopefully you enjoyed that up close video so you could see all those sparkling 153 facets, which is significantly more than what I actually thought would be on this guy after I said that there wasn't a lot because of the cheese. So definitely a surprising fact about him for a piece that's maybe 1.5 inches tall, maybe 2 inches. But definitely very interesting how they were able to get all those facets on this small guy. As you can see in the video, it was broken into 3 parts for the body, and then the tail was an additional piece as well as the cheese. But I'm going to put him back because he is so small and I don't want to drop him. Alright, well, I want to thank you for joining me today watching unbox the mouse with cheese throwback to the original decoration piece that Swarovski released in 1976, that very first mouse made from leftover parts from, I assume, would be a beautiful chandelier. Maybe I'll have to add one of those to my collection as well, or a few of them. But please make sure you leave your comments below, like the video, and subscribe to the channel so that way you get updated notifications when we release new content. Thank you again. This is Brad with Brad Unboxing.